there, this is Jen Kitzmiller with the National Weather Service in Missoula, and I have your planning briefing for March 31st, 2020. So we do have a little bit of weather that we are tracking here coming up through the next week. The next real period that we're watching is the tonight into Wednesday morning time frame, when we are expecting to see some snow primarily across northwest Montana, although this will extend into other areas as well. Otherwise, we're looking at an unsettled, cool, and showery week going into the weekend, with the possibility for some possible more widespread snowfall Sunday across southwest Montana and Lemhi County in Idaho. So this is a look from one of our forecast models that shows roughly what our radar may look like as we go into this afternoon and evening and then into Wednesday morning. And so these areas of green and even yellow colors, that reflects possible heavier precipitation. And so this is starting at the current time, which is about roughly noon on Tuesday, and you'll see an area of showers that's currently moving through the Camas Prairie and through central Idaho. With time, that's going to be drifting eastward into southwest Montana and Lemhi County. So we're expecting to see some increase in shower activity for areas like McDonald Pass, Homestake Pass, Butte, where we could see a quick burst of snow. Also Lost Trail Pass, Gilmore Summit, a quick burst of snow sticking on the roadways here as we go into the 2-3 o'clock hour, and then really lasting into the early evening time frame before that shower activity decreases. Further north, we are going to have a cold front coming down out of Canada, and as that does so, we'll have some continued shower activity kind of riding up and over that front. And so we will see a period of snowfall here late this afternoon into the evening time frame. This right here is about midnight, so you'll see some shower activity possibly over the Flathead Mission Valley, and then over Lolo Pass and over towards Lookout Pass. And with time, as that front continues to kind of move westward and to northwest Montana, you'll see that shower activity late tonight and into tomorrow morning really kind of focuses from basically Missoula, I-90, and westward, towards Lookout Pass and then through central Idaho. So that shower activity will kind of be drifting westward with time. Into Wednesday morning. You'll also see an area of showers potentially forming around the Camas Prairie and around Grangeville once again tomorrow, Wednesday morning. So maybe another period of some light snowfall for those areas. So here's an overall look at potential snowfall. This covers the tonight, Tuesday night through Wednesday morning time frame. You will see the main focus of precipitation does look like it's going to be up across northwest Montana, particularly near the Continental Divide. Marias Pass could see anywhere from 6 to 8 inches. You'll see a lot of the valleys across northwest Montana do have a little bit of snow in the forecast. Because it is looking pretty showery in nature, the valley accumulations specifically are maybe a little bit less confident. It's going to be more variable from place to place. So that's going to be kind of difficult to depict. And then further west into central Idaho, Lolo Pass should pick up several inches along with Lookout Pass. So this is just kind of a look at what we're expecting in that time frame. Now, I did mention there is a Canadian cold front coming down out of Canada. That's primarily going to set up across northwest Montana and produce some gusting northeast winds starting in the Glacier Park area as early as late this afternoon, and then transitioning in towards the Flathead Valley and the Highway 93 corridor up towards Eureka and Olney by midnight and later tonight. And so this is a look at potential wind gusts with that. It's not as strong as some of the other events that we've had earlier this winter, but we could see some wind gusts up to about 30 to 35 miles per hour or so. And so with that, that may cause some challenges. One, for the higher terrain near the divide, you could actually see some blowing snow. So for instance, here's Marias Pass. I've highlighted blowing snow potential. But in the lower elevations where we get precipitation, and this is going to be highly dependent on the timing of snow this afternoon and evening, where we have wet roadways and then this cooler air with wind moving in, we could see some ice forming, particularly in the lower elevations. So just something to keep an eye on across those northwest Montana areas. This is a look at the timing for Marias Pass. Moving forward, here's Kalispell. So again, Kalispell could see those northeast winds developing around that midnight time frame. So in the Flathead Valley, as initially wet roads and then kind of a slushy wet snow develops, and then we see these dropping temperatures and some northeast winds, it is possible that we'll see some ice form on some of the roadways by Wednesday morning. Further west out towards Libby, we see a similar profile here where we really aren't expecting snowfall until late tonight, early Wednesday morning. This area, our confidence starts to drop a little bit just because the precipitation is looking pretty showery. So because of that, we don't have as high of confidence in potential for a freeze up or how much accumulation is going to affect the roadways. I realize I'm moving through this pretty fast, so feel free to pause if you need to look at any one of these graphics for a little bit longer. Here's a look at Lookout Pass. Not expecting the winds to really be an issue here, but it does look like a prolonged period of some light snow really going through much of this week. The Upper Lochsaw, similar pattern here. And then here's a look for Grangeville. I mentioned that wave that's going to be coming in tomorrow morning around the Camas Prairie that could cause some brief snow accumulations, and it's possible that the amounts shown here could actually be on the low end. It could end up being a little bit more than that. The trend in some of our higher resolution models has shown maybe a little bit more activity in that area, so just something to be aware of. So here's a look at our weather threat matrix. We're really highlighting Wednesday, especially across northwest Montana and west central Montana, for the combination of snow, wind, and maybe some ice on some of the roadways. The rest of the week, it looks very unsettled. So, the main impacts with any snowfall are really going to be coming in that overnight into the early morning time frame. But it's going to be showery, so it's hard to pinpoint, one area over another as far as impacts. And looking out in our longer range, the overall trend really seems to be to keep this unsettled, cool, wet, showery pattern going. So this is the 6 to 10 day outlook, and you'll see continued probability of above normal precipitation and below normal temperatures across all of western Montana and north central Idaho. So that's all I have. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to give us a call. We'll be happy to help you out. Otherwise, we have our next briefing scheduled for Thursday. Great. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.